What's up, everybody? Welcome to another recap of the 2022 NFL season. We're in week 8. All I can say is offense, offense, offense. Finally, we've had some high scoring games. There's some players showing up in fantasy. I don't know about y'all. I went 2-0 in fantasy. Slight humble brag, but good week for offense this week. Let's get into it. Start with Thursday night's game between the Bucks and the Ravens. Now, I posted another video talking about Tom Brady, him and Giselle. They finalized their divorce. If that's obviously this was going on during the game, of course he was going to play bad. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But now that it's finalized, Giselle's behind him. He can solely focus on football. Watch out, NFL. I'm saying, I mean, Brady's going to rage. He's going to play tough. I think the Bucks are going to turn around. It's still a long season to go, but anything can happen. But Brady, do what you do and prove people wrong. It was the Ravens' day to get the victory. Lamar had 2 touchdowns. Ravens just played good, and they're back in sole possession of first place. They just traded for Bears linebacker Roquan Smith, and defense seems to get better. I mean, that's a matter of fact, and it got better. So I'm going to look for the Ravens to go on a little run here. Ravens over the Bucks, 27-22. Next we go to the Jags and the Broncos with the final London game of the 2022 NFL season. And, I mean, Broncos country, let's ride. I mean, Russ did what he needed to do, drove him down. Apparently he was doing, reports were coming out, he was doing high knees. It's a 9-hour flight from Denver to London. High knees for 9 hours. I mean, hey, whatever you got to do to break out of it, I guess. But Russ did enough, drove him down. Tavius Murray, 2-yard TD run with under 2 minutes left to go, and Jags couldn't respond. And now people are saying that Trevor Lawrence has kind of fallen into the bust category. I think it's still a little too early, but I don't know. He's got to do something different. He's missing open receivers. He's not the guy yet. See if he can make that transition. But for now, Broncos, they get the victory over the Jags in London, 21-17. Next we go to the Patriots and the Jets. This was all about Patriots defense. They picked off not Mac Jones. They picked off Zach Wilson 3 times. And anytime, I mean, the Patriots have owned the Jets. I think they've won the last 13 or 14 matchups with them. And Bill Belichick feasts on young Jets QBs. Whether it's Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson, it doesn't matter. He's going to make them see ghosts out there all day, every day. And Zach Wilson, you got to focus on football, man. I know you like to have a thing for the older ladies, but got to focus on football. The Jets, they got a good roster. There's no excuse for you not to play well. That's pretty much it. On the other side of the ball, I mean, Mac Jones, he didn't do a whole lot either. So you got to get better, Mac. That's what you got to do. But defense, they came through when they needed to. They got you the victory. Pats over the Jets, 22-17. Next, we go to the Panthers and the Falcons. All I can say is wow. Wow, wow, wow. Who would have thought that the game between these two was going to be the most exciting game of the day? I don't think anyone did. I mean, this was back and forth. I mean, we go into the fourth quarter. I mean, I got it written down here so you guys can follow along with me. I mean, Deonta Foreman scores a touchdown, ties it up at 21. Younghoe Koo kicks a field goal. Falcons go up 3, 24-21. Foreman has another TD run, make it 28-24. He had 118 yards rushing, 3 TDs on the day. Big day for him. Marcus Mariota finds Damiere Byrd for a touchdown. Falcons go up 31-28, and then Koo kicks a field goal, 34-28 Falcons, I think like 40 seconds to go. So anyway, the Panthers get the ball back, and you're thinking, there's no way. I mean, they got P.J. Walker. Their QB situation is just trash. But P.J. Walker just goes with the whole, like, shit. DJ Moore down there somewhere chucks it, 60-yard bomb to DJ Moore, and he catches it. And you think, the game is tied. It's now 34-34. They just got to kick the extra point. But DJ Moore, he celebrated a little too hard, took his helmet off. I don't think that should have been unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. I mean, come on now. But instead of being a 33-yard chip shot for the extra point, it's now a 48-yard extra point, and Panthers kicker Eddie Pinheiro misses it, so we go to overtime. In overtime, Falcons are driving. Mariota throws a pick. Panthers take it all the way back to Atlanta's 20-yard line. You're thinking, all right, this is it. I think Pinheiro had a 33-yard field goal, and he missed it. I mean, has anyone checked to see if he's still alive? Probably got shanked in the shower after the game. But anyways, Falcons get the ball back. They drive down. Younghoe Koo kicks a game-winning 41-yard field goal. The Falcons, at 4-4, they're in first place in the NFC South. Who would have thought? They get the victory over the Panthers, 37-34 in overtime. Next we go to the Cowboys and the Bears. Cowboys just blew them out. I mean, the defense played good. They gave up 29 points, but when you have 4 sacks, Justin Fields, this was Tony Pollard's day. He had 130 yards rushing, 3 TDs, filling in for Zeke, who was out with an injury. Dak had a couple TDs. That was it. Dominant on both sides of the ball. Maybe defense can give up some less points, but overall, if you're a Cowboys fan, you'll take it. Bears, on the other hand, trade away 2 of their best defensive players, but on the upside, Bears fans, you're tied in the division with the Packers. You'll take that all day long. Cowboys over the Bears, 49-29. Next, we go to the Dolphins and the Lions. And these Lions, they can't catch a break. I mean, they're up 21, I think, to 3. And their defense just blew the lead. I mean, Tua had 3 TDs, 2 to Waddle. Waddle had 106 yards receiving. Tyreek had 12 catches for 188 yards. And he now has 4 games with the Dolphins where he's gone for 10 catches and over 150 yards. All other Dolphins receivers have 1. He's got 4 already this season. I mean, the guy is pretty explosive. I don't know if you heard or not. But, I mean, these Lions, they're 1-6 now. They play tough. They just can't seem to put all the pieces together. Dolphins, though, I think they're going to, Tua's healthy. They might go on a little run here. Dolphins over the Lions, 31-27. So we go to the Cardinals and the Vikings. You can always count on 1 p.m. Kirk Cousins. Threw for 2 TDs, ran for another. Dalvin Cook, Alex Madison, each had a rushing TD. And the Vikings, explosive offense, made some stops, picked Kyler Murray off twice on defense. Kyler Murray finally got me over 20 fantasy points. I don't really care that he lost the game, but hey, he helped me get the dub in fantasy. That's all that matters. But he had over 300 yards passing. D-Hop had a big game, 159 yards receiving and a TD. But the Vikings, 1 p.m. Kirk Cousins, can't bet against them. They get the victory over the Cardinals, 34-26. Next we go to the Raiders and the Saints. This is all about Alvin Kamara. Scored all the offensive touchdowns for the Saints. He had 2 receiving, 1 catching. 2 receiving, 1 rushing. And he had scored 0 touchdowns at all prior to this game, and he got 3. So I think he's back on the right track. And the Saints defense somehow shut out the Raiders, who seemed to have had a pretty good offense. But I don't know, tick for Josh McDaniels. That Patriots really need an offensive coordinator, let me tell you. So you might be finding your way back there soon. Saints over the Raiders, 24-0. Let's go to the Steelers and the Eagles. It's all about the Eagles, baby. Hurts had 4 TDs, 3 of them to A.J. Brown. He had like 150 yards, 3 TDs in the first half. I mean, he went off. Sanders had another TD. I mean, how bad is it for the Steelers? Their fullback, Derek Watt, scored their only TD. I mean, that's pretty bad. I mean, picked off Kenny Pickett, 6 sacks of them. The Eagles, 7-0. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Good time to be a Philly fan. Philly's up 2-1 in the World Series. Great time. Eagles over the Saints, 35-13. Let's go to the Titans and the Texans. Malik Willis making his first NFL start with Ryan Tannehill out with an injury. And I think there's a good reason he slipped to the 3rd round. He was, here we go, 6 of 10 for 55 yards and 1 interception. But the Titans, they have a guy named King Henry on their team. Yeah, that kind of helps. I mean, just like Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears, King Henry, he owns the Texans, the whole city of Houston. 219 yards rushing, 2 TDs, pretty nice. And Titans, that was the difference. Made some stops. Texans, they're in the conversation for worst team. Titans over the Texans 17-10. Commanders and the Colts. Sam Ehlinger making his first start for the Colts after they shut down Matt Ryan. Not a big game. Not a big game from him. Not much offense. And on the other side, I don't know. Something when Taylor Heineke plays, it just Scary Terry McLaurin, he just balls out. I mean, he had over 100 yards receiving, but I mean, on the drive at the end of the game, he found him for 33 yards, set him up at the 1 yard line, and Taylor Heineke ran it in, and that was the difference. I mean, ran it in, I think, with like 20 seconds to go. Somehow the Commanders, they're 4-4, 500, NFC East, looking like the best division. Crazy, but Commanders over the Colts, 17-16. Let's go to the 49ers and the Rams. Christian McCaffrey, he's back, ladies and gentlemen. We just saw that 49ers traded Jeff Wilson. I mean, that was coming. I mean, C-Mac's fully integrated into this offense now. He threw, ran, and caught a TD pass, first time since LT, LaDainian Tomlinson in 2005. I mean, Jimmy G's over here saying, thank God, I don't even have to throw the ball. We can just have C-Mac out there throw it. I mean, honestly, just put C-Mac in the Wildcat, have him do what he does best. He can run it, he can throw it off to a receiver, have Debo throw it to him. It don't matter. And, I mean, they were playing the Rams, and they've owned the Rams. I mean, again, in the regular season, they've won the last 8 matchups. And Cooper Kupp, really the only offense for the Rams. So, if anything, I mean, you would have been dumb to not bet on the 49ers to win this game. They get the victory, 31-14 over the Rams. So you go to the Seahawks and the Giants. Giants finally come crash down to earth, but not a bad game. You know, Barkley had a good game. Fortunately, there was a couple muff punts there at the end that didn't really help them. Geno Smith, 2 TDs, one to Tyler Lockett, one to DK Metcalf. You knew that was going to happen. Kenneth Walker had a rushing TD to put the game away. And those Seahawks, man, first place in the NFC West. I mean, there's surprise teams. You got the Falcons, NFC South. You got Seahawks, NFC West. Vikings, 6-1, NFC North. I mean, surprise teams you didn't think were going to be in first place. But those Seahawks, they are. They get the victory over the Giants, 23-13. Next, we go to Sunday Night Football between the Packers and the Bills. I mean, I think everyone knew Bills were going to win this. I mean, the Packers just not the same team. They put up 17 points. Rodgers had 2 TDs. Aaron Jones, 143 yards rushing. But, I mean, Bills are just too explosive. Allen had 2 TDs. He did have 2 picks, but that's all right. 2 TDs, including 1 to Diggs. He had Turp. And Bills, like I said, they're just a juggernaut. I don't know if anyone's going to stop them. They get the victory over the Packers, 27-17. And finally, we go to Monday Night Football between the Bengals and the Browns. Browns have owned the Bengals the past couple of matchups. I think last year they won both matchups. They've already won this one. And Browns don't mess around when it comes to Burrow. I mean, they sacked him 5 times, picked him off twice. Jacoby Brissett finally had a good game. Found Amari Cooper. He had over 100 yards, a TD. Nick Chubb, over 100 yards rushing, 2 TDs. I mean, that's what the Cleveland offense is. That's what they need to do. The defense, Myles Garrett stepped up. And, Cleveland, they have a tough stretch coming up, but if they can get a couple more wins before Deshaun comes back, maybe Sean can kind of will him to a playoff berth. Anything's possible in this league. But for now, Browns get the victory over the Bengals on Monday Night Football, 32-13. That's it for this week. Like I said, offense was big. And as always, see y'all next week.